It was a typical Saturday morning, and I had just woken up to the sound of birds chirping outside my window. The warm glow of the sun streamed through the curtains, and I stretched, feeling the familiar comfort of home. My mom, Sarah, was already up, bustling around the house as she usually did on weekends. The smell of fresh coffee drifted through the air, and I knew she was preparing breakfast. I got out of bed and headed toward the bathroom, rubbing my eyes. The door was slightly ajar, and I could hear the sound of running water. I figured my mom was probably in there tidying up or washing her face, as she often did first thing in the morning. Not thinking much of it, I gently knocked on the door. "Mom," I called out. "Come in," she responded. I pushed the door open and stepped inside. She was standing at the sink, a towel draped over her shoulder, splashing water on her face. The mirror was slightly fogged up from the steam of the warm water, and she turned to glance at me with a smile. "Morning, sweetheart," she said, dabbing her face with the towel. "Morning, Mom," I replied, yawning. "I was just coming to brush my teeth." She stepped aside, making room for me at the sink. Our bathroom was not particularly big, but it was cozy. The soft beige tiles and the neatly arranged toiletries made it feel like a little sanctuary. I reached for my toothbrush while she continued with her morning routine. As I brushed my teeth, I watched my mom in the mirror. She had always been the kind of person who took her skincare seriously. She applied moisturizer with gentle, practiced movements, humming a soft tune. "You should start using a good moisturizer too," she said. "It's never too early to take care of your skin." I rolled my eyes playfully. "I'm fine, Mom. My skin's still young." She chuckled, shaking her head. "That's what I used to say when I was your age. Trust me, you'll thank me later." I finished brushing my teeth and rinsed my mouth while she started fixing her hair. As she reached for her brush, I noticed the way she furrowed her brow slightly, focusing on getting every strand in place. It was a small thing, but it reminded me of how much she cared about the little details in life. "Do you need help with that?" I asked, noticing her struggling with a particularly stubborn tangle. She sighed, handing me the brush. "If you don't mind." I took the brush and gently ran it through her hair, carefully working through the knot. Moments like these were rare, but they reminded me of how much I appreciated my mom. She had always been the one taking care of me, and it felt nice to return the favor, even in a small way. "You used to do this when you were little," she said softly. "Whenever I was tired, you tried to help me with my hair. You weren't very good at it back then, but I loved it anyway." I smiled, remembering the childhood moments she was talking about. "Well, I've had some practice since then," I said. She laughed, nodding. "That you have." After a few minutes, her hair was smooth and tangle-free. She thanked me and finished getting ready, applying a bit of lipstick before stepping back and inspecting herself in the mirror. "All right, I'm all set," she declared. "Let's go get some breakfast." I nodded, following her out of the bathroom. It was a simple moment, just a part of our morning routine, but it was one of those memories that would stick with me. Life was made up of little moments like these, and I knew I'd always cherish the time we spent together, even if it was just in the bathroom on a Saturday morning. As we stepped into the kitchen, the smell of pancakes and fresh coffee filled the air. My dad, Michael, was sitting at the table reading the newspaper, his steaming mug of coffee in hand. He glanced up as we walked in and smiled. "Good morning, ladies." "Sleep well?" "Yeah, pretty well," I said, sitting down. Mom poured herself a cup of coffee and sat across from me. "What's the plan for today?" I asked as I reached for a pancake. "I was thinking we could go out for a little shopping," Mom said. "Maybe get you some new clothes for school and pick up a few things for the house." "That sounds good," I said, "and maybe we can grab lunch while we're out." "Of course," she replied. "We can make a day of it." Dad chuckled. "Just don't come back with the entire mall." Mom rolled her eyes playfully. "Oh please, I have self-control." I laughed, knowing that wasn't entirely true when it came to shopping. After breakfast, we cleaned up, and Mom and I got ready to head out. We spent the afternoon wandering through stores, trying on outfits, and enjoying each other's company. It was one of those rare days where time seemed to slow down, and I felt truly connected to my mom. We talked about everything: school, friends, even little worries I had about the future. She listened, offering advice and reassuring me in the way only she could. By the time we got home, we were exhausted but happy. I helped Mom put away the shopping bags, and we flopped onto the couch, laughing about how much we had walked that day. Dad joined us, asking about our adventure, and we filled him in on all the funny moments from our trip. That night, as I got ready for bed, I found myself back in the bathroom, going through my nightly routine. I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror and smiled, remembering the morning. It was in those simple, everyday moments that I truly appreciated the bond one had with my mom. She wasn't just my mother, she was my confidant, my supporter, and my friend. I turned off the light and headed to bed, feeling grateful for the little moments that made life special.